when you have someone that's willing to invest in you and take an interest in you, that you take them up on it, because it can take you far.
I'm Jimmy Bruce, president of Eastern Gateway Community College. We're proud to sponsor this thought-provoking interview series with community leaders who, through perseverance and determination, are being who they want to be and making a difference in the Mahoning Valley.
Let's talk about your previous job, Western Union, which allowed you to travel all over. What did you do for them? And explain how you were able to travel the world.
So Western Union is a global company. It's the biggest money transfer company in the world. And I oversaw, we had about 5,000 CSRs in total that worked all over the world in call centers supporting customers who were transferring money. And a couple things that we require of them is customer service, right? To give the customer a very strong experience, a very warm and fuzzy experience, make them feel safe about the fact that they were transferring money. And then secondly, to follow the law. So when you're transferring money, you have a lot of regulations for various, like for the United States, it's the Dodd-Frank Act. In Europe, there's different laws and rules and regulations that you have to follow. And a big portion of my job was making sure that everyone that was on the other side of that phone didn't break the law. And so I traveled around to oversee that customer service and quality for each customer that called in was being upheld.
So just run through some of the countries that you have been to through your business.
So I would spend a lot of time in the Philippines, in Japan, in Europe. I've spent time in Latvia and Rome and Greece, all of Latin America, into Nicaragua, Costa Rica, the Dominican. I've been very, very, very fortunate that I've gotten to see some of the places that I have through my company. I have a grateful heart, because it was, you know, while I wasn't with my family or my husband to experience it, I still got to see so many things and meet so many amazing people and learn about so many cultures. And yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
Did going away ever teach you anything, I guess, about where you live, the valley, and what it means to you? I mean, obviously you've seen everywhere, so you probably could live anywhere. So why here?
I mean, obviously I live here because it's where I was born and raised, and I have my entire family is here. I'm extremely family oriented, extremely blessed to have my parents who have been, you know, beyond helpful with my children. You know, if I didn't have my parents and my mother to care for my children when they were younger, you know, I don't know that I'd be sitting here talking to you today, because having family be able to support you and care for your children while you're off doing some of these things it really changes everything, because without that might not have been something I've been afforded. So I love it here. It's home. My husband and I are both from here. We love our community. We love the schools. Our children have great friendships. My family's all here. So for me, just being here is just, you know, it's where I want to be.
Did you ever go through any of that, I call it mom's guilt, kind of, because you're away from your kids, maybe during special times or special events?
Yes, I have mom guilt every day. I think all moms who work have mom guilt at some point or another. Yes, I've missed, you know, first day of school, certain parties, you know, for, you know, Christmas party or Halloween party or something that I wasn't able to get involved in. So yes, I feel mom guilt, but I also feel that I've brought my children a lot of independence that I think will serve them well as they get older. As far as being able to do laundry and cook and just be responsible, I feel those are things that are going to help them as they get older. I also think it's important for them to see that for my daughter particularly, that as a female, you can do whatever you set your mind to, no matter what. And, you know, that nothing worth having comes easy or free. I think entitlement is a very ugly attribute for somebody to have. And I don't want my children ever feeling entitled. I want them to see that if they want something, they can have it, but they have to work for it.
You, as you said, grew up in Boardman, went
Yes.
to YSU. Tell me about that first job and how that impacted you and your first boss.
Yes. So when I was finished high school, I went and worked for a lady named Lucille Jones, and she was co-owner of the fragrance collection. It was on Market Street in Boardman next to the sandwich factory. And she gave me a job in retail sales to sell perfume and cologne. And I really took a liking to her, and she took a liking to me. And I was enamored by just her business practices and watching her run her business and see the different business groups she was involved in. And she taught me a lot. You know, when someone is willing to like teach you or tell you the why behind a decision that they made or why they approach something a certain way, it's meaningful. And she's been a mentor my whole life. She's very near and dear to my heart. She's been very successful in her life. She's done a lot for the community. She's volunteered in a lot of ways, and I've just always seen her as a mentor and someone that's in my corner. I value her opinion. She's very honest, and we have a very good relationship to this day. So I think it's important when you have someone that's willing to invest in you and take an interest in you, that you take them up on it, because it can take you far.
Is there one thing that she has told you that has stuck with you?
She always, again, she kind of laid the foundation for me on the importance of the customer and the importance of caring how people feel. Sometimes it's hard to take feedback from an unsatisfied customer because your intentions are always to satisfy them. And when something doesn't go the way they hoped or expected, you have to be willing to understand that perception is reality regardless of what your intentions were. And you have to be willing to take a learning and fix it. And so that focus on customer and the way she approached her business and how you build retention and rapport and loyalty and repeat customers, that has resonated with me my entire career and has certainly been helpful with the restaurants, because that is something that you have to face every day as a restaurant owner. When you have 120 people working for you and representing you every time they go up to a customer and welcome them and ask them to take their order, there's a percentage of the time where they may make a mistake. There's a percentage of the time where the kitchen might make a mistake. And so you have to trust that they understand what customer service means to us, and we try to reinforce that regularly so that when somebody isn't satisfied, we can fix it.
I'm Jimmy Bruce, president of Eastern Gateway Community College. We're proud to sponsor this thought-provoking interview series with community leaders who, through perseverance and determination, are being who they want to be and making a difference in the Mahoning Valley.